And Times is now picking yet another scoop on the summit in the United States ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's meet with the US President Joe Biden in the United States. We're learning more on how several deals on space, telecom and visas will take place between the two countries. So besides the two big-ticket defense deals, the $3 billion one for 31 Predator drone and the other for licensed production in India of GE 414 engines for fighter aircraft, several other major issues in areas as discrete as semiconductor, space, mineral security, telecom, visas and higher education are on the table for discussions when Prime Minister Modi meets his US counterpart. Let me go across to Srinjoy, who's joining us with more details. We've seen the kind of welcome the Prime Minister was granted, was extended by the Indian diaspora. We've seen his interactions. The first couple of hours after he reached in the United States is going to be an action-packed couple of days, Srinjoy. We're learning more with regards to the issues that could be brought on the table. If you could just throw more light on the same.
Yes, everyone knows of the Predator, those 31 Predators that are going to be bought by India. It's a $3 billion deal. We know about the licensed production of the GE 414. But there are other areas where there's a lot that is going to happen. Well, let's start with the visas first, because that actually affects everybody. What we know is that there's considerable buzz on the visas, and perhaps there will be some indication from the Americans. Either they will say we will get you visas earlier than we can do now, or there will be more visas for Indians. Something is going to happen on the visas. Space is another area where a lot is going to happen. As far as space is concerned, we are looking at ISRO and NASA working on a synthetic aperture radar satellite, and that's going to be a big one. As far as mineral security is concerned, that's actually going to be the future, because lithium, cobalt, all these rare earths are going to be very, very important for India and the world. And if India joins this club, and they will ensure mineral security for India. This is a very exclusive club, and America can get India into this club, which has Canada, which has Britain, which has France, which has America. And if India is part of it, it will help India in the future. As far as telecom is concerned, there is this RAN thing that could well happen. This is something Indian technologists are aware of, Americans are aware of. And if this agreement happens, then what really happens is that India will benefit enormously. For instance, supposing there is a telecom unit where you have materials from one firm. This RAN technology, which will allow India to have a telecom apparatus with materials from all firms put together, it will be easier in terms of crisis. So there is telecom, there is space, there is materials, there is visas. A lot is likely to happen in a lot of areas. So very, very clearly, this is a major visit. Apart from that,
and Srinjoy, that's exactly why, since we already know the Prime Minister's been to the United States since 2014 6 times already. The 7th time, this time around, it's being seen as a real game changer of a visit, and that's the reason perhaps. We're also being told, Srinjoy, that the President and Prime Minister will be meeting 3 times, and of course all of these discussions are going to be taken forward. But if there is something that's not going to in fact see the final stages of discussions, that perhaps is going to be taken up when the US President visits India in September.
Undoubtedly, that's exactly the point that is being made. You're right. First of all, yes, they are going to meet 3 times. Now, that is special in any case. Besides that, there will also be a meeting with the Vice President. Vice President Harris and Prime Minister will meet at another function. Beyond that, there are issues that may not happen this time. For instance, this M777 howitzer. or perhaps the Striker armored personnel carriers, which the Americans have put on the table. If they do not happen this time, at least there will be an opportunity to talk about them next time. And President Biden will be here in India on the 5th of September. So as a result, something that does not happen now can easily happen later. Also, the one other area where there can be a lot happening is education.
Yes.
And we could see closer
Absolutely.
ties
Telecom,
in
space, education, visas, all of these issues concerning the Indian diaspora as much in the United States. So one can certainly, without fail, say that the Prime Minister's visit to the United States is going to be high on substance. Sanjoy, thank you for that.